Hi everybody. So this is part 2 of a series that I was doing. I started 12 days ago and I put out a video using plaster of Paris and some sanded grout to give my pumpkins a nice texture. I had to finish out the big pumpkin, and this is what the other ones look like. So in this video I'm going to show you how I finished out those big pumpkins. Now, here I am with more of my plaster of Paris. Now, first of all, let's get this out. This is not a sponsorship or anything like that. All the products that you see me using, I spent my own money to get them, okay? Which is not a problem, you know. I just figured I'd get that out there. Now, I used some of the plaster of Paris, put into that looking pan right there. And this colors, I got these colors paints from out of Dollar Tree. Now, if you've been in Dollar Tree, which I know all of us have, you've seen these paints in the arts and crafts aisle. I fell in love with the colors of them. So you see that one has got a little red in it, and they looked really nice. So I normally use this brand, Apple Barrel, and I've been using Apple Barrel and Craftsman paint, that brand of acrylic paints, for years. I've put paint on walls with the acrylic paints. So those three are good brands. The new ones that I got out of the Dollar Tree, I wouldn't suggest for this type of project to use that. So in this section of the video, I'm going to continue on putting a coat of the plaster of Paris onto my pumpkins. Now see, this one is still raw. It don't even have its first coat of color on it. At least the large one has the first coat. But you could see the plaster of Paris and the grout. And the pumpkin, it feels like cement, which is what I wanted. But it's not heavy like a cement pumpkin. But these colors, that was a waste of time. This like held up the project a whole day, because I started this at night and I was thinking I would be able to cover the little pumpkin and put another coat of the big on the big pumpkin. But boy, was I wrong. I mean, this stuff was so thin. The paint was so thin. Thank goodness I did have the plaster of Paris in there. But the plaster of Paris just turned it a different color. It was really, really light when it went on to the pumpkin. It wasn't good. So my suggestion is to never use Dollar Tree paint. See, look at that color. And look how thin it's going on to the pumpkin. Now, I really didn't like this at all. I didn't like the color and the paint. That's what it was, basically the paint. The paint was really, really thin. And I was just highly disappointed. I should have, just used the paint that I always use, which is either Apple Barrel or Folk Art acrylic paints. That's a good brand I've used for years, Folk Art, and the Apple Barrel. Other than that, I would use paints that you would put on your wall, like Bear or Glitten, something like that for projects. But if you don't have, any extra paint hanging around your house, and you could just run in the store. That's what happened that day. I didn't feel like going into Walmart, and I was out of paint. I didn't feel like going into Walmart. Matter of fact, I was already in Dollar Tree. How convenient. So I went over in the arts and crafts aisle, and I saw this paint, the cheap paint. And I thought, oh, there goes some oranges. I'm going to get those and finish out my project. Oh my goodness. It would have taken like 6 coats of this stuff to cover just this little pumpkin before you could see the true color of the pumpkin. I was so disappointed and I was so annoyed with this. But I just kept going. So after I put a coat of it on the little pumpkin, I figured I'd dab some of it on the big pumpkin, because I hate to waste supplies, and I had put a lot of plaster of Paris in this paint mixture. So I'm like, well, I'm going to use it still, at least to put more texture onto the pumpkins. So this is what you see me doing. I'm using a sponge, and I got that sponge, those little sponges, out of Walmart, and they're already cut in 4 sections. So all you have to do is take one of the sponges out and start your project. You don't have to do no cutting or anything like that. So that's what you see me doing, just trying to salvage the plaster of Paris, because the color was a mess. It was just a mess. Yeah, so that's what those little sponges look like. And you just keep on working. I just kept on working. To try to, get rid of as much of the plaster of Paris as I could. Okay, because it's crazy. I hate to waste product, but when you go to get your items, if you attempt to do this project, even if you gonna use this this method on some of your vases or vessels, and you go get the plaster of Paris, they also carry plaster of Paris at Walmart. I've seen boxes of it at Walmart, so you don't always have to go in Home Depot. And sanded grout. I got some sanded grout. I got mine out of Home Depot, but I did the other day see sanded grout in Walmart. So that's basically what I used. So as you could see, the sanded grout is giving it that, bumpy look. And I'm putting a lot of texture onto the pumpkin, other than the texture that was already put on the pumpkin from that first coat of paint that I used a couple days ago. Now, this project took me about a week and a half because I had so many pumpkins to do. So I left them to dry, and oh my goodness, I was so disappointed with that paint. Look how thin it's drying, y'all. Oh my goodness, I was so disappointed. So the next day, yeah, I normally use this brand of paint, Craftsman paint. That's a good brand, and Apple Barrel. Don't use the Dollar Tree paint because it's going to dry thin. Yeah, use the Apple Barrel or Craftsman paint. just don't use the Dollar Tree paint. Not for this job. Not for this job, because it dried. When it was drying, it was really, really thin. And you would have had to put so many coats on. So here the next morning, the next day, I ran to Walmart and got some apple barrel. My shot. This is not a sponsorship. I bought this apple barrel paint with my own coins. So it's in the color pumpkin orange. I know it might be backwards to you guys, but that's the color, pumpkin orange. So now, I wish I would have done this yesterday, because I would have been done this pumpkin and these. But I had to be cheap and lazy and didn't go get the real stuff. So now, the big pumpkin, I love the texture of it. Yeah, I'm feeling it from the grout and plaster that the extra coat that I put on last night. So now I'm just putting in some apple barrel, which is the good stuff. I'm getting in, I think I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the glaze mixture right there. So it was like, I'm thinking it was probably about 2 tablespoons in the end. And about a tablespoon of the red. And I used the red because I don't want the pumpkins to have such a bright orange. I want them to have like a red undertone, if that makes any sense. So there, see the color is not as in your face orange. It's almost more like a burnt orange, and it's really, really thick. You only need one application before you can see the true color. I hate painting and I have to put on multiple coats before you could see the true color. But that's what crafting is all about. This was a big crafting series. I've done altogether, I'm thinking about a good 8 pumpkins at best for this holiday season. And it's been really fun. I got to use new products that I hadn't used before, and I'm loving this plaster of Paris. I'm gonna put this stuff on everything. I put it on some vases that I have, and that's something that's gonna be coming up soon. I'm gonna let you guys see what the vases look like. And I know everybody's like, why does she got that pumpkin on top of that box? Well, it helps me spin the pumpkin around much easier, because believe it or not, even though this is a paper mache pumpkin that I made, this was a DIY, and believe it or not, inside, you won't believe what's inside this paper mache pumpkin. It's my oldest son's, some of his toddler clothes that's in a bag. So believe it or not, this pumpkin is working as a time vessel. It's like a it's like a time machine. If it's ever broken open in the future, what Lance will find is a bag of clothes that, with some outfits in it that he wore when he was about 2 or 3 years old, a couple pairs of jeans, couple t-shirts that was his favorite. But that's what's inside this big paper mache pumpkin. Is a little bag with a couple outfits that belong to my oldest son, Lance. So it's working as a time vessel. So that's something that I'm sharing with everybody. But yeah, so you could see the difference in this paint than in the other paint that was used. Like, I love apple barrel. So now all I'm doing now is going in to make the lines the veining of the pumpkin more defined. And see how the box helps me turn the pumpkin around with ease, because even though it's a paper mache pumpkin, it's heavy. It's heavy for me because I got a bad back. Believe it or not, I got a real bad back. So I don't want to be holding this, you know, or especially you can't hold it when you're doing something like this to it. But anyway, what I'm adding inside the veining is some of the glaze. Now, I ordered my glaze from Amazon, and they have it in lots of different colors. I chose the glaze that's like in the color sable, which is a nice, beautiful, dark brown. But you can mix it with your paints, and it just gives the paint an effect that once it's dry, you'll be able to see the effect that of the glaze. So I just put some in that little cup, and I have that pumpkin on the floor to do. You guys, please excuse my work area. I was just at this point just trying to get everything done because I still got to do some decorating in the kitchen and in the dining room. Well, the living room, rather. And I definitely want to hurry and get this over with because I got Christmas on the brain. So there, I'm dipping my little paintbrush into the glaze. And I'm taking a little bit of the glaze. Now see that color that it comes out? That's the true color of the glaze. It's like a, it kind of looks like it got gray, like a gunmetal gray in it to me, but the color is sable. So you'll start seeing the true color of the glaze when you pat it out. That's the thing with glaze. You have to like blend it out, like what I'm doing right here. See that? Now, when you do this technique, you could mix in color with the glaze and pat it out like that. And it gives your paint, your artwork, such a beautiful shadow effect. That's the point of it. The glaze creates a shadow that normal paints just won't do. Now that is a little thick. So what I'm going to do is go in with some of the orange and thin that out a little bit. My son just came up and he's getting off the school bus, so I'm going to go out and get him, and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, so that's a good thing about painting. You could paint a little, and it's really forgiving, you know what I mean? That's the thing with crafting. I love to do DIY, so if you like what you see, and share this video and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. At first I was just, doing this stuff, doing videos because, they were just fun to do. But, and they still are. I still enjoy doing the videos, but I decided that I think I want to grow the channel. So you're going to be seeing a whole lot more DIYs to come. I'm going to do some DIYs on tables and furniture. So if you, like that sort of stuff, just hit the subscribe button and, turn on your notifications. I'm going to upload like 3 times a week. From now on, I'm going to try to upload at least 3 times a week until I get burned out. especially during the holidays. I got lots of DIYs coming up for Christmas, and lots of DIYs just in general. So yeah, you guys, look at these pumpkins. Look how they're turning out. And this was a little later on in the day, that same day that I painted them after I, went to Walmart and got the right stuff. I painted them, and look at that. Oh my goodness, they were turning out so nice, and I didn't have to use so many coats of paint. So the apple barrel is wonderful. So now I'm thinking the stem, I'm going to paint that, the stem, in like a gold. So I got some metallic gold paint. I already had it on hand. So that's what I'm going to do. I painted the stems gold and let them dry. And look how they look in the window, you guys. Oh, there's Michael, my scarecrow from the Wiz. I did a tutorial on how I made him. So you're always welcome to go back and sift through the videos to find the video that I did when I made him. And you can see how I made him. But you guys, look how they look. Oh my goodness. I am going to love these pumpkins, putting them out every year. And long as you store them well where nothing will get on them and crush them. Oh, look at that. The leaves are falling. I'm not sweeping out any of those leaves out of the driveway. I think they're pretty. It's helping me stay into the spirit of fall, But I can't believe how nice they came out. And it goes really cute in the window with Michael and the rest of his friends. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that this part of the craft is over. And I could store them away in my attic, and they'll be good. And look at the big one, you guys. I put that under my kitchenette table because it was like a empty space underneath the table. I normally put a vase with some flowers or something there, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit this year. So I figured the big giant pumpkin could go under the table to kind of draw people's eyes to look under the table, while they're sitting there eating. And look at the other ones on the, oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for, giving me this idea to leave it on the table as a centerpiece. So I'm going to go over what's on the table real quick. That pumpkin, I did that little pumpkin that's on the top of the table, that topiary, 12 days ago. And the greenery that's around it, believe it or not, that was a wreath off of my front door. So all the time, you don't have to buy stuff all the time. You could shop your home. But I'm just marveling at how nice that looks under the table. Please excuse me. Yeah, so that greenery around the topiary, that's a wreath that was on my front door all summer. And I just put some some fall stems and picks in there to pull it in with fall a little bit. The plates, believe it or not, are from Dollar Tree. All the plates and bowls are from Dollar Tree. And there's some more topiaries that I did with the plaster of Paris. They came out so nice, and I painted them gold with a hint of silver in it to give them that mixed metal look. They're heavily texturized, and they look so nice, and they feel amazing. And look at my little squirrel. I'm going to have to call him Chip. He always up in the mix. So there. All the tableware came from Dollar Tree. The napkins came from Hobby Lobby. And the napkin rings. These napkin rings, I got them out of Amazon. This wall piece came from Hobby Lobby. And look at all my guys up there just ushering in fall. All those decor pieces are from Hobby Lobby, except that one scarecrow on the end. I custom made that. And I have a video on that as well. So yeah, so this is how my top mantle came out in the kitchen. And there's some more of those pumpkins that I DIY'd with the plaster of Paris. They are gorgeous. They're not too shiny. They don't look cartoony. I just love them. Look at that. Look at that. And all I used was a couple coats of the plaster of Paris and some grout mixture. And we were good to go. So that's what that top I'm having brain fog, you guys. So that's what that the top of that looks like. So yeah, I think I told you every place where I got everything. Everything from up there came from Hobby Lobby. Other than that black vase, I DIY'd that with plaster of Paris. So you guys stay tuned. Oh yeah, I made that little scarecrow. And I made this little scarecrow, and he's chilling underneath the flowers with his feet up on a pumpkin. And our theme this year is Welcome to Our Pumpkin Patch. So you're going to see multiple pumpkins throughout the home. And I just can't get over how nicely this looks. All those picks that's in that jar right there came from Hobby Lobby. Even the ones with the little pumpkins on it. So that whole mantle came out very nicely. And the room, I think, have a nice even flow from the kitchenette area over. So I'm so pleased with this. So yeah, all the placemats and everything. The placemats that's on this table came from Boscov's last year. I'm not sure if they carry them this year. And see how it goes right from the kitchenette area to the dining room, and hopefully it's not too much, but I don't know, I like a lot. So just hit me up in the comments. Do you like it? Should I add something else? I feel these walls in the dining room are still a bit empty. But yeah, here's the centerpiece. I DIY'd and custom made this centerpiece. The pumpkin is from Hobby Lobby, and I DIY'd and put the bling wrap in the center creases of the this pumpkin. You see the bling? Yeah, I did that. That bling comes from Hobby Lobby. It's more like jewelry. It's not like the phony little bling wrap you get out of Dollar Tree, or not knocking it, but you want your decor to look high end. Look at Dale. He all up in the mix. His brother Chip in the other room. That's what I'm going to call them too. Chip and Dale. Yeah, so I put some of the bling wrap in the middle of that little topiary. And don't be afraid to DIY your things, guys. Don't be afraid to. And those pillows I got from Walmart, I'm thinking about cutting off that tag. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys keep the tag on your pillows, or do you cut it off? I don't know. Yeah, so the table runner I custom made myself with some fabric I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just ran it through the sewing machine. That piece right there I got off of Amazon. And I love mixed metals, so you're going to see a lot of mixed metals throughout the home. And there's that custom job of the chair rails me and my husband did about 3 weeks ago. I'm so pleased and I'm glad we did that. Even though I was rushing, That's why I'm so behind with putting up fall decor, because fall decorations would have been done. But I decided at the end of August to do a big project like that around the room, putting up chair rails with the picture boxes. But it all worked out for the best. And here's the Lord's Prayer on the wall. So I absolutely love this, and believe it or not, this was a thrifted piece I found in a thrift store. And these as well, I found these in the Salvation Army, these wall plaques that, are of flowers and, things to that nature. They're really pretty, and I think I paid about $3 for the whole bag, because all 3 of them was in a bag. It seemed like more should have came, but it was in the Salvation Army. And this painting, it was a DIY. I did it myself. I got some paint and 3 canvases, and just decided to do some abstract art that would match the color of the room. And it matches perfectly. It matches perfectly. So there's another picture of the picture boxes. And here's that infamous bar table that I got all this decor on. I absolutely love the way this turned out. So first off, that big green pumpkin came from Hobby Lobby, and I took the bling wrap from Hobby Lobby, the jewelry bling wrap, and glued lines of the bling wrap down each vein of the pumpkin. These fall picks are a blend of flowers from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, and a Mennonite store out here in the country. So some of them are faux and some of them are real. And I just put them all together and made a bouquet out of it. So you can mix real flowers with faux flowers and pull it off, and no one would know. How would they know? The 2 scarecrows are from Hobby Lobby. The light up candle holders that you see right there, they are from Amazon. These little vases I got from the Salvation Army. They was a thrift find, and I painted them cream and spray painted the top copper. And they look good. They fall in perfectly with the fall decor. That vase that's holding that bouquet was a vase that I made using plaster of Paris on a regular snack jar. That was a jar full of pretzels. And I put the plaster of Paris on that container that's holding all the flowers and made it look like a vase. So that plaster of Paris, you could do a lot with it. I'm going to be doing a lot of tutorials experimenting with that. So yeah, there's more work, showing more work of the picture boxes. And here's some more of my mixed metals. I got these 2 flowers, these metal flowers from Hobby Lobby. They were a part of the spring clearance. They were on sale for like $7, because they was like $27.99 a piece, but with like 70% off. So that took them both down to $7 a piece. So there was only 2 left. So I got them. If it would have been 4 or 5, I would have got all of them. And those picks that's inside the vase, the silver vase. I got this vase from Burlington Coat Factory, as a matter of fact. Those two color picks are going to be on the Christmas tree that's going to be in this room for this year. And these are my velvet curtains, and I got these from Amazon, and they're cream. The color is creamy. It's called heavy cream. And the color on the wall is called heavy cream. It's something. So you're going to see a lot of rich creams and taupes and stuff like that. And these pillows, as a matter of fact, if I didn't mention it, I got these pillows from Walmart. They were 2 in a pack for $19.99. And yeah, let me see. What else could I share about this room? Oh, and the candle holders that's holding those topiaries, those candle holders was a thrift store find, but believe it or not, they're from Kirkland's. And this is what the room looks like with the lights turned out. You guys, this room just, with all the neutrals, is just taking my breath away. So nice. It's so nice. I wanted to lighten up the space and give it a nice airy vibe, but without having too much light stuff. So my table is still limousine black. And I put limousine black in the painting that I put on the wall, because I love the limousine black. So you could see that room goes right into the kitchenette area. And in the kitchenette area, I decided to style in a more traditional fall colors, as you could see. So the design wasn't bad. I kind of more thought the design pattern out as far as with color and texture for this season. But there's always room for improvement. I think there's always room for improvement. So let me know in the comments what you would have done differently. Yeah, these, aren't they the cutest thing? I got those from Amazon, the napkin holders, and like 15 of them came in a bag for like $20, so you can't beat that. And like I said, everything came from Dollar Tree, all the plates and bowls, and the placemats came from Boscov's. And I'm just loving this pumpkin underneath the table. I can't stop looking at it. Oh my goodness. And it's going to store away so nice in the attic at the end of the season. So if you hung in there this long, I thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me and watching me do all this stuff and doing a little mini home tour of fall 2023. And until the next video, take care of yourselves and each other and stay prayed up. And I love you guys and see you in the next one. Bye.